Today I want to talk about willpower versus alignment. So there's sort of this belief and this preaching and teaching that we need a lot of willpower in order to get things done, that we have to have a strong willpower in order to be disciplined and to reach our goals and to achieve what we want. And I'm here to tell you that willpower is complete and utter bullshit. Okay? I don't use willpower in anything that I do. I don't use it in my business. I don't use it in relationships. I don't use it in making food choices. Sometimes people say to me, like, how do you remain so disciplined in what you eat? And the honest answer is it's not about willpower or discipline in any way, shape, or form. For me, it's about alignment. So really the opposite of using willpower is to be in alignment. And when you're using willpower, you're really in force, right? You guys will hear me talk a lot about power versus force. When you're in willpower, you're in force. You're trying to make something happen. You are being driven by the ego that says it has to be this way in order to get the desired result. A lot of times there's a lot of external noise or external influence that tells you have to do something a certain way in order to be successful. So a lot of force energy and willpower. Willpower also feels very restrictive, like you're trying to make yourself do something that you don't like, right? So willpower will take you so far. You can have enough willpower to not eat chocolate cake or willpower to go to the gym for a certain amount of time, but willpower doesn't last. It's very short-lived. The other thing that happens with willpower is that you're relying on your own physical energy. And the amount of energy in our physical bodies is really very limited compared to the amount of energy in the entire universe, right? That amount of energy is infinite. So you want to shift your thoughts and shift your ideas from this idea of willpower and external drive and lack or restrictiveness into alignment. Alignment is when you make decisions and you make choices because they feel really good. Now, that doesn't mean that you just indulge in whatever it is that you want and you just spend all your money because it feels good, right? Because that's a temporary high, right? Eating a bunch of chocolate cake and then feeling sick afterwards. That's a temporary high. Spending all your money and then having debt or feeling broke or something. That's a temporary high. Alignment is saying, I really love fresh orange juice. So every morning I'm going to make myself fresh orange juice. Now there's some things that might stop you there, right? You might say it takes too much time. You might say it's too expensive, or I'm going to use so many oranges. I don't know why there may be a lack of oranges in your life, but a lot of people have a lack, right, around that stuff. So when you make a decision from that space, it feels really good and aligned, and it feels really joyful. Making decisions from alignment feels joyful. It feels really good. It feels really nurturing and nourishing to your physical body, to your emotional body, to your soul. And when you're making decisions from a space of alignment, you are relying on universal energy. So when you say to yourself, I'm going to make myself fresh orange juice every morning because it makes me feel so good, and I know I get the vitamin C that my body needs, and I know I get the living water and the hydration, and I get all that sunshine energy that's held within the fruit. And then the little things that pop up that say, well, maybe I can't really afford to eat 6 oranges a day, or maybe I don't have time to really juice every single morning. When you're making a decision from that space of love and from that space of this feeds my soul and nourishes my body, the universe will support you because your energy or vibration is coming from a higher space. It's coming from a space of love, right? Of self-love. So whenever you're making decisions from a space of self-love, not a temporary high, but true and authentic compassion and nurturing for yourself, you will always be supported in those decisions. So making orange juice every day is a really simple example, right? I'll give you a bigger example for myself of investing in this big mastermind that I was in that was over a year long. And it was a huge financial investment. It was a huge time investment. It was terrifying. I didn't know how I would pay for it. but I invested in it because it was a form of self-love. I knew in my heart and soul it was what I needed to do. It was the mentoring that I needed. It was the sisterhood that I needed. It was the support for my business that I needed. And I can tell you that has paid me off threefold, and it will continue to pay me off because it was an aligned decision. So to go deeper in what alignment means you are, I sort of see it as like almost a swinging pendulum. You are in alignment with your higher self, you are in alignment with your soul desires, and you are in alignment with your intuition. We often tip off to one side and come out of alignment. And that's often when the ego kicks in and starts telling us, you can't do that. This isn't a good idea. Who gave you the idea that you're worth that? That's not for you. You'll never be that good. You're going to get yourself in trouble by making that decision, right? That's like when you get way out of alignment and the ego starts running its mouth in your head and you're like, ugh. But when you're in alignment and you make a decision from a space of self-love and from a space of gratitude and joy and a lot of trust and a lot of surrender, those decisions are always supported. And then you get the desired outcome that you're looking for. And then the process is easy and simple. Again, because you're relying on cosmic, universal, divine energy, you're not relying on willpower and adrenaline and force and struggle, right? Alignment comes from a space of being in a very high vibration. Willpower comes from a very low vibration of fear, lack, judgment, control, right? And a lack of self-love, typically. So watch yourself as you're making decisions and ask yourself, am I in willpower as I make this decision and this commitment, or am I in alignment? And you can check in by saying, what's my emotional state? Am I down here? Or am I up here? Am I scared, but I feel this knowingness inside me that says this is what I need to do? That's how you know you're in alignment. And the more you practice staying in alignment by self-care, it really starts with self-care. It keeps you in alignment, getting enough sleep, managing your energy through energy clearing and energy healings, taking salt baths, using essential oils, nourishing your body, resting, knowing when to turn off social media and turn off the TV and the news. All those are forms of self-care that keep you in your highest vibration, good energetic boundaries. So staying in alignment becomes more easy when you get familiar with what your soul alignment feels like. A lot of us don't even know what our soul alignment feels like. And so the key to getting familiar with your soul alignment is stillness. And that's why meditation is so powerful. That's why a salt bath is so powerful. That's why walking in nature is so powerful, because you've turned off all the noise of society and all the rules of your culture and your family, and you've come back to just your own space in a natural environment. So any of those steps will help you to come into soul alignment, to recognize what it feels like, and then begin to cultivate practices that keep you in soul alignment as much as possible. And again, this is a practice that takes a level of commitment and takes some energy, but the more you invest into alignment, then the easier decisions become, the more you're energetically paid back, and the more you are receiving energy of the universe. This is also bringing in the divine feminine energy as well, because the divine feminine is very connected to the intuition, right? And the divine feminine can make choices and decisions and moves based on the body intuition. Willpower tends to be more of a masculine force and a push and a drive. And so watch yourself. It always comes back to also this internal observation without judgment. Watching what emotional vibrational state you're in as you're making these decisions and as you are setting goals and creating objectives throughout your life. So focus on alignment. Ditch willpower. Willpower is old, outdated. You don't need it. It is not serving you. And if you guys have questions on this topic, just drop them in the comments. And I hope that this served you well.